And good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the November 28th edition of Makers and Movers. Yeah, that's what we are. I had to think about it. I completely just went blank there. Makers and Movers podcast. How are we doing this morning, folks? It's your first time here or long time here, and you know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in your area, and five things that you're going to get accomplished today. Now, today's show, Friday show, and Monday show are going to be a little different than normal because we're going to just be talking about what's going on those days. Tomorrow, for those that are outside of the U.S., tomorrow's our Thanksgiving, so it is a holiday. We have holiday hours. It's actually half day for us today, and then long weekend, recharge, re-energize as we hit that section of the year where things just get a little wonky. So I wanted to talk today, just a little gratitude check-in. It's the day before Thanksgiving. We want to, it's a Latin time of year. It is. So I guess I could say happy almost Thanksgiving. I think that's about right. We know that a lot of chaos is coming, right? Family gatherings, cooking, cleaning, still doing orders. Chaos is going to ensue. It's all there. But I just wanted to, kind of just spend a few quiet moments this morning with you. Just not about strategy, not about sales, not about deadlines. It's about gratitude. Your journey, our journey, your growth, our growth, your courage, our courage, our community. Let's face it. A lot of us have been really pushing hard this season, right? Juggling customers, juggling kids, production, exhaustion, expectations. So today, before everything else takes over, we're just going to pause. We're just going to pause right now. We're going to check in with ourselves. Me to you, us to us, maker to maker. It's all about appreciation. What we've built, what we've survived, and who we're becoming. That's there. So before we dive a little more into it, let's check in and see how everybody is doing this morning. Renee, morning 25 on the way to 19. I know it is windy. It started, the wind last night was redonkulous here, and it is windy AF this morning. And I saw snow flurries and just taking the trash out. Not there for it. I got a white monster. That's what I'm having this morning. White monster. Barb, good morning to you. Snowy, north central Minnesota, 25 and cloudy. Hot tea in the cup, 5 things. Quotes, mock-ups, digitizing DTF inventory orders. Very, very nice. Hi, Renee from Barb, and morning, Barb from Renee. Linda's checking in. Linda's got cool 51 in Texas. Hot tea in the cup, 5 things. Wait for it. Edit photos, 3D print, and design banners. Keith, good morning to you from the sunny Space Coast in Florida. Coffee in the cup. Christy, good morning. Oh, hometown of East St. Louis. How long of drive is that? That's got to be 16 hours because you're coming there because that's 55 off of us. We're 5 hours. Yeah. We're about 5 hours from there. Jerry, good morning, Jerry. Renee, 5 things. Prep for Lobster Day is right. Team replay for Tuesday with Todd. We had a good time last night. We gave stuff away. We gave away Cameo last night. That was pretty cool. So that's going out today. Gave away Cameo last night. Update order sheet for a 55 and better community. Oh, I'm like, what? Like, I thought you were looking at, never mind. I was going there. IKEA with Ella. Ooh, making screwballs. What a day. Present, good morning from Orlando. Jerry, hello, friends. I don't see any of my comments. I don't know what to tell you, Jerry. Jerry, I love you. I don't know what to tell you. I see him just fine. It looks like you're on mobile. I see a little thing. You're on mobile right here. So I see it. That's there with it. I see with you. So everybody, come on, check in. Let's see how we're doing because I'm gonna ask for you to come along with this. Because I just got some things I want to touch on, some talking points I want to hit, and a lot of this was just reflection back on us. You talk about a wild and crazy hell of a year. We had no clue in January this is where we'd be in November. Absolutely none. There was always rumors, there was always talks, there was always jokes, but as far as it like really happening, Wild, completely wild. And, you know, as we think about our journey, that we have, you might not be where you want to be yet, but just think about this. You're not where you started. Okay. So you're not where you wanted to be yet, but you're not where you started. You know, sometimes some of those biggest wins, those are just quiet wins, right? The ones that nobody sees but you. We got to think about that. We got to think about the small wins. Maybe it was a new customer. Maybe it was a good review. Maybe it was the fact that you didn't cry. you know, all of that counts, right? Every single one of those things count. You know, this year hasn't been easy. I'm sure you guys have experienced the same thing, navigating those pivots, pricing changes, algorithm nonsense, customer chaos, and personal stress. Guess what? You are still here. Give yourself a pat on the back because you're still here. You're still doing it. You are still pushing through. You are making your dreams come true. So I'm going to ask for a lot of engagement from you guys on this show, probably Friday's show and Monday's show, because I just want to see where we are at things, where you are at things. I'm looking over here through keeping the comments going with it. You're on the iPad. Let's turn it the other way. Oh, because it's a mobile device. That's why. That's why. Yeah, and yeah, I don't even see where Jerry is. She's over here somewhere. Oh, really? It's only 6 hours? Man, because from us to St. Louis is 5. So God, that's really good. That I didn't even think about that. George, how are you doing this morning? Lori, good morning. Arizona, 50 degrees here. It's set to be sunny all day. 5 things: gluing, packaging, cleaning, organizing, appreciating whatever the day brings. That's what I love to hear. That's what I hear. You don't, Jerry, you don't detect any of that in there. Small business is a difficult venture right now. Yeah, 100%. We have to, put our heads down and remember our why. Absolutely. Tim, good morning to you, my friend. How are you doing this morning? So, remember our why with it. Like, so down here in the comments, something this year. Doesn't have to be today, this week, this month. Just pick one thing this year. What is just one small win that happened this year that you're grateful for? Even if it feels tiny, it is still a win. So I want to hear your wins. What's something that was a win for you this year? Now, other things we need to have gratitude for. Let's have gratitude for those customers. I know they can be, a pain sometimes, but we need to reframe those relationships as blessings and not burdens. Because when we start going through all the things that we run into with customers that we think are burdens, we got to look at what we can do with it. You know, you know, picky customers. What did they teach us? Taught us how to communicate better, right? Oh, hey, I didn't ask the right questions. They didn't give me the answers that I wanted because I didn't ask the right questions. So they may be picky, but they're helping us refine our platform, or not our platform, our progress. What do we do? Why am I drawing a blank on that right now? Our process. That's what it is. I knew it was a P. They're helping us reframe our process. What do we need to do? Ask better questions, get better answers. That's what they're going to help us do. You know, on repeat customers, they're our brand ambassadors, right? They know what we do. They are good to go with whatever we say because they like us, they know us, they trust us, they bought from us before. And as long as we keep doing our job, they'll keep referring people. Just got to ask them to. Right? Yeah, hey, anybody needs something, don't forget to mention us. Do you think every order, it doesn't matter if it is $50,000, if it's $15,000, if it's $5,000, if it's $500, or if it's $5. Do you know what all of those orders have in common? Do you? Let me know in the comments. What do all of those orders have in common? Because I'm reading your comments and you guys are going to get involved today. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you need to get involved in here today. Alex, good morning. I have to go shopping with the psychopaths today. That's nice. Extra guest tomorrow. For everyone traveling today and tomorrow, please be careful. We're traveling just locally. I've got brisket going on today, deep frying turkey tomorrow morning, ham's going in tomorrow morning, then deep frying turkey beforehand. So we got a busy day today. All sides are getting done today, so they're prepped, dropped off. People throw them in ovens for tomorrow. That's what we're doing. I was able to maintain my big clients this year. Way to go, Jerry. Way to go, way to go, way to go. Morning, Alex from Renee. Good morning from Baltimore. Claudette, good morning to you. Sometimes growth hurts and it helps us learn. Yes, it does. Jeff, good morning to you. 38. Feels like 28 in windy northern Kentucky. It's supposed to be ugly here today. Diet, wild cherry Pepsi. In the cup, 5 things today. Pack orders, mail and run, lasering, 3D printing, laminate, cut some magnets. Busy day for Jeff. And Barb says, my rule is for every negative, list 3 positives. It's too easy to get hung up on. Absolutely. Negatives are going to happen. Nobody's perfect. And when you think that's going to be, why even do that, right? I love that. They all have profits in common. They should all have profits in common. But we'll see. Friends and family praying for me as I recover. Ooh, what did we miss, Claudette? In common, those all have people who believe in us and our products. Ding, ding, ding. That is right, Lori. Every order, big or small, you know what that is? That is somebody choosing you. Do you know how powerful it is? Look around. Look how many different places that they can choose, and they chose you. Like, that's pretty powerful when we think about it. Give ourselves the credit that we deserve for that. They could have chose anybody to do this stuff, but they chose you to do it. So it's super powerful, and especially when you have those great customers that just out of the blue, hey, I know I haven't done anything for a while, but hey, I sent this person, I'm passing your information on. Is that okay with you? Absolutely. Some of those great customers, they're just not purchasing. They're your biggest cheerleaders. They're resharing your things, or you're reposting, they're telling their friends about it. They don't have to purchase anything to be, your greatest customer. Like for us, when we look at things, look at your customers. Who's one that you're grateful? You don't need to say their full name or their company or that, but do you have them in your mind? A customer that you're really grateful for. Hey, if you do, drop the demo. Let's hear. You want to tell us why you're grateful for them? We'd love to hear that for you. Morning, Renee. Barb Tim Cherry. When she wakes up, she's here. She's just over there in that other witness protection. That's right. She's here, just in the other one. That's there. Yeah, that drive is only really, it seems like it should be way longer. My customers are quietly supportive, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're supporting you, but they're supporting you. As we go for what we do for ourselves and our customers. What about our community, right? Think about that. This is where we connect with everybody. We connect with each other, connect with customers, future, past, present, none. We just connect with people in the community. Because, I don't know. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. We don't get enough credit for what we do, right? Most people, they don't understand the hours that we put in. We sure as hell do. And that's why community matters. Nobody looks at, hey, I was in the office yesterday at 5:45 and I did not leave out of here until it was just after 10:30 last night. So do the math. The Black Friday sales that we were pushing, we had live that we were doing, we were getting things squared away. We had meetings set up, we had things to get taken care of because today's only a half day and then we don't come back. So setting schedules, setting things in order. Nobody sees that. You say, hey, you show up, you've been good to go. No. There's so much more, and you know that, but the community doesn't know that. You're outside, you're inside community. All of us, that's what we're here for. We know the struggles, we know the pain, we know everything that you're going through, and not to sound like we know, but we know, we understand. We understand the things that you're running through. We understand those hard times. We understand how much those little wins matter. You're not alone. You are not alone. We've all been there. If you haven't been there, you will be there. And we're all here to support each other. There's a certain level of comfort in knowing that somebody else has ruined a hoodie, cried over a job, discovered a deadline that they forgot all about. You know, you are not alone. It's time to lean on each other when you need it. If you're in a rough patch, rough season, rough month, what, rough week, rough year, listen, someone, I would say with almost 99% certainty that somebody else in our group has been through it, survived, and thrived. So you have helped more people than what you probably realize just by answering questions. I know that I have. I know we've helped a lot of people answering questions and that, but I know people have helped me by answering questions. Like right now, I'm getting lots of help from various people on CAMS machines on what it can do. I'm getting pressured into buying a 3D printer from a select group of people that, hey, I'll get it. I'll get it. We narrowed it down. But I learn. I will never commercially embroider on a retail setting. Do I want to learn it? Do I want to know it? Yes. Do we have people that can help me learn that? When I don't understand things? Yes. Do I feel stupid that I don't know those? Yes. But you know what I do? I ask because I want to learn more. We just have to do that. We just have to ask, right? We want to help. We want to be helpers. We're helping make other person's visions, dreams, ideas come alive. So what we do, you know. Linda says, I keep getting new clients even though my website is down. They are still finding me. Love it, love it, love it. Jerry said, Todd, you're doing a terrific job. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for your cameo. You didn't win, Jerry. You didn't win. You didn't win. Not you. Susan won that. Jerry says, I am genuinely grateful, thankful for this community. I hope I verbalize that. Yes, you do, Jerry. You absolutely do. They're all pressuring me to buy it. I'll probably end H2D, not the one with the laser, the other one, H2S. I think that's the one I'm going to go with. I started doing the math, and I'm like, okay, for $500 more, I get this bigger one. If we're going to go all in, I think that's what we're going to go with on that one. I think I'll figure it out this weekend. And I'm getting pressured by Hudson every day. Did you see this 3D printer? Did you see this one? This one you can do a full helmet on, so you have a bigger build plate, and pressured by my kid. My kid's pressured me. So this is kind of the tough one for me. We need to have gratitude for ourselves. Right? You deserve credit. Do you give it to yourself? A lot of times not. Think of all the storms that you have weathered this year that would knock other people out. Do you know how many people, when we said, hey, we're buying TRW and we're moving it from Florida to Illinois, said we were absolutely nuts, that they can't fathom how that even works or why we would do it, or there'd be no way in hell that they would take that risk? I have said time and time again, I would rather look back and see that something failed, knowing that I tried, than look back and say, what if? What if we would have did that? What if we did that? What if we would have did that? What ifs? And the scariest thing for me, I'd rather know that I tried and it failed than to wonder what if. Our hard work matters. Your hard work matters. Together, the work matters. We know this. We know that to us, it does matter. Pressing those shirts at midnight, packing those orders before work or after work, using vacation time and PTO to go learn new things. That's what that's when we decided. What we decided was that 2018 NBM show Indy 2018 fall, I think, is when we officially said we're going to go full time with this, and we are using our vacation time to go to a show and learn more. You're doing way better than what you think. we really need to, seriously just stop downplaying the progress that you've made. And this is something that everybody needs to answer. All right. Everybody needs to answer this so that way we can do is, it's just one thing. Sit. One thing that you're proud of yourself for this year. I've got a lot to choose from, but making that leap and buying TRW was pretty proud accomplishment of ours. We've got a long way to go. It's not an easy journey, plenty of mountains to climb, but super proud that we did it. And to hear other people say that, like, one, I know you can do it. Two, I'm proud that you did it. Like those things mean a lot. And they're glad we kept the legacy alive, knowing other options, and it would probably all go away. So we got no, not that big one. Not that big one. But is that the tool changer one, right? Yeah, right there. Barb's pressuring me right here. See, Barb's pressuring me to tell me I need a 3D printer. And Jerry knows nothing about him. Might buy Jeff's old one. Ooh, there it is. Yes, that was the tie-in place. The tie-in place. What the hell was the tie-in place? I don't remember. I don't remember that part of it. Peggy, good morning to you. And Alex, come on, Todd. Buy the car part. Buy the car part 3D printer. Just add another 10,000 square foot warehouse you're building. Yeah. This one is going to. The main thing for a 3D printer is on the business side of things to be able to produce products that we can then use the flatback stones on. So that way we can show the curvature of things, show how they reflect in light, and have those products that we can do it. There's some other projects that we want to use it for in the business itself, to especially on clips, holders, the functional side of it. And if we can get some good content out of it, we will get it in there. Oh, time and place. Okay, yeah, 18. Yeah, proud I made it through that year. Through the year, there was a lot. Right? A lot going on. Now, something else that we can use gratitude for is the goal setting, right? We can turn gratitude into motivation. What this year teach you? Maybe it was patience or confidence, boundaries or pricing. What's just one thing that this year taught you on things? Look at this. Whatever. It's bigger build plate. I know it would do the trick. Bigger build plate. Alex, I'm so grateful. And we're grateful that you show up every day. I know, right? Oh, I know, Jeff. See, now Jeff's pressuring me without pressuring me. I get it. So when we look at, what taught us things this year, think about what do you want more of next year? Maybe it's customers, systems, sales, time. Maybe it's just joy. Maybe it's just more vacation. Vacation, what's that? You deserve one, right? Let's build it to get you there. What do you want to do going into next year with it? And when we're looking back, what are some things that we're going to get rid of? What are things that we're releasing and just saying we're not going to do that anymore? We're going to do our best to not feel overwhelmed, to not have fear, to not have self-doubt, to not have comparison. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we compare ourselves to what somebody down the street is doing? Human nature, right? So, looking forward, I want you to finish the sentence for us. Next year, I want more blank. Right? Next year, I want more blank. Very simple. Just throw that in there. Let's see what we're doing. Why does everyone have new names? YouTube changed up how they did some stuff. That's right there. Jeff, I don't think that includes the AMS. It does not. That is true. If you don't need it, boom, you got it. You can rock and roll right there through it. Next year, I want more. That's right, Jerry. What do you want more of? What do you want more of? Fill in that blank, Jerry. So, as we tomorrow's Thanksgiving. What do we have to be thankful for? What's the gratitude that we have? Sometimes we just need that, that moment of just, so we just take that deep breath in and we're going to let it out. You know, you're going to thank yourself for showing up each and every day. You're going to thank yourself for learning. And most importantly, thank yourself for not giving up on yourself. You've done so much and you have so much more to do with it. You know, as we, come to kind of, our half hour here, open sharing, questions, comments, concerns, you know, be as vulnerable or reflective or as connected as you want. If we look at this year, what's one thing this year that you survived that you never thought you could? You know, maybe who's helped keep you going through all this? What's something that you want to celebrate publicly today? Now is your chance. Let's hear what you have, and that way we go for it. Uh, let's see. It really is you. Next year, I want more clarity and direction. I love that, Jerry. I love it. I love it. Jeff and I are doing the Spider-Man pointing meme right now. I get it. Right. We'll go that way with it. I see what's going on there. Next year, I want more. Show me the money, and I am working a half day tomorrow. Good for you, Alex. Yeah, let's get you that money. How are we going to do that? Right? Let's get that there for you. You know, as we go here into Thanksgiving, it's tomorrow. I need you to remember this. Okay, you are enough. Your work matters. Your effort matters, and your heart matters too. You whether this season has been really heavy or really hopeful, you're still showing up, and that really does deserve gratitude. Us, I'm super. In fact, we, we're super thankful for you, for the community, showing up Monday, Wednesday, Friday, showing up to Tuesday with Tad, showing up in the group, showing up in the mentorship. Every maker who just keeps creating even when things get tough. I'm cheering for you today. I'm cheering for you tomorrow. I'm cheering for you this weekend. Cheering for you the rest of this year. I'll always be cheering for you. I want nothing more than anybody who were able to touch in not a weird way, but to do way more than us, to be way more successful. You're all like kids. We always want our kids to be better than what we were. That's the way I look at it. So Halloween was last month. Thanksgiving is today. Tomorrow. Christmas is next month. Spooky, thankful, excitement. Then New Year's. Before you know it, it's all over. Wait, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Where did the time go? I know, right? Where did it go? I'm working right now, mostly listening, but wanted to tell you that I'm proud and impressed how you and Corey and on that huge undertaking of TRW without missing a beat. That's awesome. Oh, we missed plenty of beats, Peggy. We missed a boatload of beats. We got tore up one street and down the other street. And we did our best, and we continue to do our best. We are not by any means perfect in the system that we have. It's getting better and better each day, but we just keep powering through it. We know that there's a light at the tunnel. Um, I've often said that we eat shit sandwiches today so that I can eat steak later. It's just part of it. We bought jobs, and on top of TRW, let's not forget that two other businesses that we're running are wholesale print side of it: signs, banners, decals, temporary tattoos, DTF. What the hell am I missing in there? All that printed side, and then our retail side where we handle the retail customers. Where we were not prepared for what we were going into, but we knew that when an opportunity comes, you seize that. and we put everything we have in it. Every we I put everything that we've built and saved, I put into it. There's no second choice right now. It is all this or nothing. If it all goes away, built stuff once before, we'll build it again. But we want to be able to do that. What do I want next year? It's a great question, Jerry. Tune in next week to find out. Like that. No, there's things that I want. I want, professionally, I'd like us to be in our own place next year, whether that's something that's built or purchased. I don't think renting a place makes any sense at all, especially for what the cost of it is. And to look at, in 3 years, it could be $300,000. No. So, that's one of the goals. Corey and I usually sit down and we'll go over a goal sheet of here. Let's set some goals for next year of what we want. And this year completely went off the rails. Why? Because halfway through the year, an opportunity presented itself that changed everything. So we got to be flexible in the goals. We don't always know what we know. We can say what we want, but things happen and things change, and then you ride that change to figure it out. So professionally, that's what it is. I'd like to have us in a building. It doesn't have to be retail where we have store hours from it, but something that we can call our own. Personally, I want the best for those around me, and if we're able to support and do that, there's some things I want to buy that I don't need to buy, but probably should buy. And I keep putting it off because I'm one that I hate payments on things. And I don't know. So there's some of that. I'd like to travel a little bit more next year. I didn't travel a whole lot this year because of everything that was going on. And I need to get a business in a place where I can leave and not have to worry about it. That's the biggest thing. So we'll do our goals once Corey and I have those out there. I'll post them up in our group. Here's our goal stuff, because we'll talk about that. We'll get a kind of a day together to go over those types of things, so that way we can set that stuff and go from there. Like I said, I want more confidence in myself, my self-esteem. The pits when I lost my husband. I'll get there, but not the year. I'm working at Peggy. Whatever you need, just reach out. You do amazing work. You've got the knowledge, you've got the skills, you've got the tools, you've done it. What can we do to help you believe in yourself as much as we believe in you? We're here to help you with that, Peggy. Max says, I'm niching down, just doing embroidery and heat transfers in my Pirate brand clothing line. There we go. And that's it. We don't have to do everything. Right? We can niche down to the things that matter, to the things that we love. I have a one-on-one call session with a few people. And one of the people that I talked to this week, it was, when we look at things, why do we need to do everything? Well, let's look at two things. Do we love doing it? Is it profitable? Okay, if those two things align, let's go with it. If we don't like doing it, why are we doing it? If it's not profitable, why are we doing it? Niching down to the things that are profitable and the things you like doing. Like me, I loved doing slates. I really, really did. It just sucked that I would ruin 3 to get a good one. So there was no profit in it. So I had to tell myself, no, we're not going to do those anymore. And it sucks because I really want to do it. She says, life happens and I get to buy a roof instead of buying new tools for my crafting journey. Oh, been there. What was it? We had Hudson's kidney appointment down at the specialist at the Children's Hospital. It's about a little over an hour drive away. Way back, we were hearing noises, and they were like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if it's going to make it. That sounds like a pulley. It sounds like an idler pulley." And I'm like, "Oh, here, quick, simple, be good to go with it." Nope, AC compressor. So, over $1,000. What they wanted to fix it, recharge it, all that. Nothing like, needing an AC compressor in November in the Midwest. So that was fun. There's other things where I'm like, "Ooh, I want this." Oh, there's that. We got, and as far as the business, I looked at it, I'm like, "Oh, we're doing good this month." Then a $6,600 unexpected bill comes up. Ouch, that sucks. So we're setting goals. We're doing the things that we need to do to make that happen. And yeah, there's something that life just happens. And then what do you do with that? How do you roll with that? You know? Oh. And let me guess, insurance, no help there. I will say we got lucky with that. Not lucky in the sense of how long everything took, but we had a tree fall in the house there in 2020. I think that was right. That summer of 2020. And yeah, it took forever to get everything fixed, but we did get a new roof. We didn't have to pay as much out of pocket. Oh, tree's a bummer. We just bought tires for both cars. A roof is a giant expense. Yeah. It's one of those things where, it's a good selling feature, but it doesn't add any value because it's like, you're going to need a roof anyway. It's there. I need to find a company that makes affordable Nantucket fleece garment. Alex, am not even sure what a Nantucket fleece garment is. I'm not even sure. I can't get insurance until the new roof and painting. Even worse. Teresa, that sucks. It does. You need somebody to vent to. We're here to help for it. We are here to help because, this is part of it. And that's the thing is nobody knows the daily struggles that everybody's going through. Everyone's like, you're always so full of energy. You're always so this. I'm not saying that it's fake by any means. But what I'm saying is I deal with my own stuff, but I compartmentalize it. I know that I need to get up and do a job every day. This week, kids are off school, so, man, does that mean I could treat every day like a weekend and I could sleep until, 6, 7 o'clock? Yeah, if I wanted to. But I know I need to get up and I need to get to work. I need to get stuff going on. I know we've got things to do. I know that even though TRW closes today at a half day, and then we're not open tomorrow, we're not open Friday, we're not open Saturday, we're not open Sunday. Do you think that I'm going to stay away from the business for there? Hell no. I'm working on stuff for the Wizard launch next week. We've got tomorrow, we've got stuff planned to go out every day. I'll probably even work a little tomorrow just on campaign stuff to go out there. Friday, I'm still going to pull orders. They're still going to ship out. The biggest thing was when everybody know, hey, our tech team, they're going to be off. So I make sure that the away messages are on here for it. And we got crap for it. Like, you're closed on Black Friday. Well, we've always been closed on it. And I would think it's kind of nice that we let, our staff have time with their family and enjoy that. So if that makes me a bad business owner, so be it. But happy employees make things a lot better. Like we'd had bad hailstorms every couple of years. Great for there you go, Linda. Right there went the graph tech. What happened? I jumped over here with the cool kids. Peggy, woohoo! Some days my energy is fabricated for sure. Yeah, but I have to. I have to get my own mindset, knowing that hey, this is what I need to do. There's that certain drive to wake up and not know, hey, I'm starting every day with 0 sales. Sometimes that just happens. Like, I don't know how many, as far as, days go, in the print side of things, it needed to average, on the wholesale side, it needed to average a minimum of $300 a day. That's just to make it make sense. That's what it needed to do. Retail is a little different because we've changed since July how we did things because it's all store based. So we have our percentages that we need to hit there. TRW, there's a different set of numbers. And I know tomorrow, probably not going to hit any of those numbers. Why? Because it's a holiday. It's just what it is. If we sell anything, it's a win. But we're going into it as like, here's what we need to do with it. But every day, 0. And it makes me excited because I'm like, we need to get stuff sold. And even on take TRW out of me, even when it was just the print business and the retail business, we still had days that were $0 days. Now, does that mean we didn't work? No. It just means we didn't sell. That's all it was. We were still doing quotes. We were still doing layouts. We were still setting up stores. We were still having conversation with the customers. We were still doing all the behind the scenes things, taking pictures, making posts, making content, doing that. So just because we had a $0 day did not mean it was a $0 day. We're planting those seeds today for tomorrow's tree, right? That's what we got there with it. Still working. Have to burn 2 cutting boards today. Woo! Cutting boards. I love some cutting boards. We cool TRW folks are everywhere. At least I can see. Jerry's so funny. Like Nantucket Fleece, a sweatshirt Polyester knit with 100% cotton thread knitted through, brushed on the backside. It's huge in the late 90s to mid 2000s. I'm gonna have to see pictures of this. That's my time frame. I'm not sure. Yep, we plant the seeds. That's what we do. We plant the seeds today for tomorrow's trees. Right? Hudson wants to help out with this. He's 9. So he can do what he can do, like switching over to a shuttle press. That makes it easy. Just slide over and hit the button, so that you can do. He likes presenting on this. He likes having fun with that. He likes showing off the rhinestones. He likes wearing that stuff to school, and I'm all for it. They said, could this all be yours one day? Yeah, okay. He wants to be involved, and that's why we did this. You know, the look on their face when they know that mom and dad can go to every school function, every appointment, every practice, every game, and we're able to do that. A lot of kids can't say that. A lot of kids can't say that they have, both parents in their life. It means a lot. I do my best that I can, and I am a sucky parent. It's wild. Everything comes with instructions except kids, and so you just learn. And I do everything I can for the family, and that's our why, is to see them happy, to see them excited. I didn't have that growing up. My first real vacation wasn't until I was an adult, and to look at, especially our littles, their traveling that they've done. They traveled more in their short decade in life than I probably did in my first 30 years. That's what it is, the experience that we're able to provide for them. Let's see. My daughter is starting her hobby business now. Love it, love it, love it. What is she doing? Okay. So as we wrap this up, tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Well, I just want you guys to remember, that very thankful for you guys showing up each and every week. Each and every 3 times a week on someone's. Those that placed orders, thank you for that. Those who never placed an order but support us, thank you for that. Those that stay behind and don't answer, you're here. I see you. We see you in the background. You're supporting us, silently supporters. Love it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for caring. Next is Go Hudson. Remember, pattern and jam as much tax-free money into his account as you can. There we go. Now I'm talking. Just as I've done the same with my boys. I joke saying, if my trip wasn't off of I-75, we don't go. Right? Yeah. Like ours was like we would go up to Wisconsin to get cheese, and that was our trip growing up as kids. I finished pressing some DTF transfers and clean up, then play around with my laser till 6 p.m. when it's time to start cooking. I love it, Peggy. Love it, love it, love it. So, with that, I want everybody to have a great day. I want you to have a happy and safe holiday. We will do a show on Friday, and it's going to kind of be this style. It's going to be, Friday show is just, another, I think, grounded could be a good word. Morning warm up. While the craziness is ensuing. I don't think Black Friday, since COVID, I don't think Black Friday is what it is. Up before COVID, we had stuff that was, you cut out the holidays so you could go shop, which really sucked. And then that so Friday lost the luster, and now they're doing stuff all month, all week. So, we're just gonna talk about some things with it. About all the possibilities that are there before us. And then when we get into Monday's show, we're kind of going to have the same thing because it's Cyber Monday. So you've got a lot of stuff coming up. Thanksgiving tomorrow, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. Right now, all of Teeter, I said it wasn't going to be salesy, not going to be salesy. We released some sales last night. You can go there and you can find them. And that's what you can see. I won't push those here. After this, I'm going to push the hell out of it because we need to sell some stuff. Because we got another bill this morning, so we need to sell some stuff. So help us with that journey. All right, you guys have an amazing day. Happy Turkey Day. I want to see those pictures of your food. I'm one of those where I love seeing everybody's stuff. So let me see what you got. Okay, until next time. Thank you so much for showing up for the show. Peace, love, press on, and we will see you next time.